Hi everybody, thank you for joining me. This is your weekly horoscope for Monday the 19th of March going through until Sunday the 25th of March 2018. It's really nice to be with you today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to give you a day-by-day rundown of what this week is about. I've had a look at it. Mercury goes retrograde, so there's a couple of big things happening this week. I'm going to give you an insight into each day, what the stars are doing and how that's going to influence you here on planet Earth and how you can make the most of it. So let's get started with Monday the 19th of March. We've got the moon in Aries, so there's a strong drive to push forward and to create and to actualize yourself, and that squares Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto is the planet of transformation and change. Recently I heard Pluto being compared to the goddess Kali in Hinduism. Death and transformation, and not just someone who takes things away, like taking life away, but also giving new life, and the understanding that if something new is to come in, then something has to end first. So Pluto in Capricorn is about making physical, tangible changes to your existing life. And the moon in Aries not only squares Pluto, but it also conjuncts Uranus in Aries. Uranus is the planet of rebellion and eccentricity and pushing ahead. In Aries, it's about pushing ahead times 2. So Monday, you start the week with great energy and a real sense of power, the sense that you are the master of the universe, and your universe in particular, your world, your environment, your life, and that you can conquer everything. So things that are usually insurmountable obstacles, things that hold you back and you think, oh my God, I just can't deal with this, you will really easily be able to face those things on Monday, deal with them, sort them out really quickly and easily. So use this energy to get things done, but also to have fun and to make the changes in your life that you want to make. Also, sidebar, exercise will feel much easier than usual. Okay, so actually doing some running or something that you really dislike, sweating, things like that, getting your body in shape and moving, stuff like that will feel like it's much easier. So all round, things that are difficult, things that seem like a block are really easy for you to just push through and to overcome, and obstacles don't exist for you on Monday. So it's a great start to the week, and because the week starts on such a high note, that gives an insight and an indicator into what the rest of the week is going to be. And basically this is your week for you to make changes that you want and to overcome things in your life that up until now have held you back. On Tuesday, the 20th of March, we've got the spring equinox. So it's the first day of spring. It's the perfect balance between day and night, and that's really good news. I'm looking out the window here and everything is white. We've had loads of snow overnight and it's pretty and gorgeous and everything's white, but it's not spring. So this time last year, I think it was already really warm and beautiful and gorgeous. So we're having a bit of a slow start here. So it's nice that all of this energy is coming in now, so that spring actually is going to take off and get started. The moon goes into Taurus at 8 minutes past 1 in the morning. So we've got the change from Aries, the first sign of the zodiac associated with the spring equinox and new beginnings, into Taurus, which is about the body, the earth, finances, everything that's tangible and of this world. So the pace slows a little bit. The sun moves into Aries at 17 minutes past 4 in the afternoon. So happy birthday to all you Aries watching. I hope you have a wonderful month ahead and you enjoy your birthday month. The Taurus moon also sextiles the dream planet Neptune, which is in the sign that it rules, Pisces. So it's about growth and new beginnings on Tuesday. As above, so below in Hermeticism. So you're perfectly balanced here in terms of the spring equinox, day and night, perfectly balanced. So use that perfect balance in your own life and put yourself in a good position to take stock of what's going on and how you can manifest a glorious future. So taking stock and really looking at where you're at is that spring equinox energy that you're being given today. The Taurus moon sextiling Neptune Pisces, that's reality. and your sense of what reality is, harmonizing with Neptune, the dream planet in Pisces, what your life could be, what the future could be like. So you're like the perfect businessman here on Tuesday, or businesswoman. You're able to look at the business and take stock of it and see what's good and bad. And you're able to look at the future and see how you can grow the business. And from where you're at now, the platform, the foundation that you've got, how you can build on that to create a wonderful new future for yourself. So again, there's loads of energy here, but on Tuesday, it's really about being a magician in your life and seeing what really is going on. So there's no denial. You're not deluded about anything. You really understand what's going on. But you have the hope and the optimism and the real vision that you can make something wonderful happen. Wednesday, the 21st of March, we've got the moon still in Taurus, and now it sextiles Chiron in Pisces, the wounded healer. It opposes, so it's 180 degrees away from Jupiter in Scorpio, the lucky planet in the water sign of the emotional detective. And it trines, so it forms another harmonious relationship with the transformation planet, or the goddess Kali, Pluto in Capricorn. So Wednesday is a really interesting day because you're extremely resilient. You understand that a little bit of rain isn't going to melt you in a physical way, but also in a metaphorical way, okay? The little downs in life aren't going to destroy you. Emotional setbacks and the trials and tribulations of life are a natural part of living. You understand that today, you accept it, you realize that you've come through so much already and that you're still here, and that you're alive and that you're functioning, and that those things, while troublesome, haven't destroyed you, haven't broken your spirit, and that it's a natural part of life that the ego gives us problems, and you can handle those problems. So you don't look at others to support you as well. You understand that you're not made of sugar, you're not going to dissolve in a little bit of emotional rain. You're there, you're a reliable person in your own life, so you don't need to look to others to give you what you need. You're incredibly independent today, and you will be able to implement the changes that you want solo. So you're flying by yourself, you're cruising along. So it's a good day to brainstorm by yourself and to ask yourself, what do I want to do in my life? What changes do I want to make? And how can I implement those changes by myself? So this isn't about being a hermit or isolating yourself, but it's about giving yourself the chance and the freedom to breathe and to say, do you know what? I am enough. I have my own wonderful, unique, special ideas about what my life is going to be, and I'm going to do those things. So also, because we have the moon in Taurus still, a personal shopping session or a massage or making yourself look good, trying on new clothing, anything like that is also going to do you a world of good, because just on a physical level, you feel good about yourself, your confidence will be really high, and it's nice to take care of your physical self, because internally, emotionally, you already feel so good about yourself as well. So because the insides are looking awesome and fantastic, it's going to feel natural to make that an external thing and to make the outsides look good as well, to match them. Everything is balanced in this universe. That's why astrology works. As above, so below. Within, so without. All of those things really, really apply. Thursday, the 22nd of March, we have the moon going into Gemini at 5:31 in the morning. Now, the moon in Gemini is about communicating and things speeding up and walking through different doorways, being interested, being a lifelong learner. We also have Mercury going into retrograde. Mercury retrograde happens 3 or 4 times a year. It's not unheard of. It's quite common because it happens so often. And it usually is associated with communication becoming more difficult and more stifled. Okay? So computers not working, or the TV not turning on properly, misunderstandings between people occurring, especially with the moon being in Gemini, communication, talking, flights being delayed, the snow being scraped off things, that kind of stuff. Like for instance, the snow thing that we've had here, that would be something that you would expect during a Mercury retrograde, because in this country we don't have the infrastructure to deal with snow. So when we have like 1 centimeter or 2 centimeters, then we don't have eggs and bread and salami at the supermarket anymore because the delivery trucks can't make it. So it's difficulties with communication. Mercury isn't actually going backwards, it just appears to be going backwards, and it's also an opportunity to find different ways of expressing yourself. And that's what this week is all about. Seizing your own power, claiming your own power, standing on your own 2 feet and saying, this is my life, what am I going to do with it? So this Mercury retrograde actually serves you greatly because it's in Gemini. You're looking at different doorways to walk through so that you can actualize yourself in a way that you want to be actualized, to be a person that you want to be. Now, the Gemini moon also sextiles the sun in Aries and squares Neptune in Pluto. So the sun in Aries is about taking action independently and your identity being associated with progress, moving forward and doing things that you care about. Neptune in Pluto is about realizing your dreams and taking action on your dreams. So Thursday, you really have a great sense of fun and enthusiasm when it comes to communicating with other people, attending social functions, expressing yourself creatively, chatting and joking with friends. Despite the Mercury retrograde, you're completely focused on the future rather than the past, and you're also looking at different ways of moving into your future rather than bulldoze your way through obstacles. You're going to be clever and street smart, and you'll find your way around the obstacles that you can get ahead. Friday the 23rd of March, the moon is still in Gemini, and it forms a relationship with pretty much every other heavenly body. So Gemini moon it's time to communicate. It's influenced by everything. So there's loads and loads of information being absorbed. There's also a huge expectation to communicate. So you may feel somewhat overwhelmed by the amount of info that's floating around on Friday. Venus is in Aries. Venus is the planet of love and beauty. And when she's in this sign, she's kind of like a bull in a china shop. She's like, just bulldozing her way through things and not being very tactful. And it's like, last week I gave the example of telling, like when I was at university, telling a straight guy that I loved him. It's that kind of thing. It's like total disregard for reality and other people's feelings or where they're at. And it's just like, this is my love. This is what's important to me. Therefore, I'm expressing it. I'm moving forward with it. And just being totally self-absorbed and focused on what's going on with you. So Venus is in Aries, bolder and more tactless and more focused on getting what it wants than usual. And it squares Pluto and Capricorn. So like I said, Pluto's transformation of your actual physical life. So with this Venus in Aries and Pluto square, there's going to be a huge focus on getting what you want. I like it, I'll have it. So avoid going shopping today, because if you see it, you're not going to be so worried about putting stuff on the credit card. I want it, I'm having it. You'll buy things, there's the potential to overspend. So Friday the 23rd, you will feel like there's a flurry of activity going on around you. Use this energy and confusion that's going on, we've got Mercury in retrograde as well, remember, to focus on one specific dream that you have in your life and to go after it. Pursue that one thing that you want. Use Venus in Aries to really go for that one unfulfilled desire that you have. You'll catch people, places, and things off guard with your strong approach. As there's so much going on, other people will have loads to deal with as well. And by making a strong and decisive impression and taking strong and decisive action, you will get what you want. And it's far more likely for you to be successful because other people will not have the opportunity to do all the checks that they would usually do, or to think things through and come back to you tomorrow. So for instance, if you see a house that you really want to rent and you're in the UK, where they're really, really on top of things like references and, you know, getting everything right, you may see a place that you really like, and instead of going through all the usual channels, you just call the landlord and you say, I'm interested in getting your place, and the landlord really likes you, and you have a bit of a chat, and he says, okay, keys are yours, go for it. And there's no need for the references and all the paperwork, because there's so much going on. The landlord has so much going on. Because you're decisive and strong, you kind of slip through the cracks and you get what it is you want because of all this flurry of activity. That's what I mean by that. Same thing with relationships. Although that's kind of like not so great, because you're kind of tricking someone into being with you, because it's like, but at least it gives you a chance. So let's say you're enamored with a famous person, and you're at the bar and this famous person is standing next to you, and you're like, oh my God, I've loved this actor for ages, but there's no chance of this really happening. You know, I'm just a normal person and this famous person will never like me, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, do you know what? I've got an opportunity here. It's chaos. This is one moment in time where Brad Pitt is standing next to me at the bar. I'm going to go up to him and say, hello, can I buy you a drink? I loved your last film. Let's have a chat. It's much more likely, because there's so much confusion going on and he's caught off guard, that you'll say, okay, well, yikes, strong, really coming on strong, but okay, let's have a drink and let's chat. And then who knows, you may or may not get to know him. You may hit it off. But that's what this is. This is the opportunity and the chance to really sneak your way through, almost, to get a dream that usually would be outside of your grasp, outside of your reach. On Saturday, the 24th of March, we've got the moon going into Cancer at 8:54 in the morning. So the moon in Cancer is nurturing, it's emotional, it's sensitive, it's also communicative. It loves to talk in an emotional way. It likes to talk about its feelings, and it likes to connect with other people through shared experiences and feelings. The Cancer moon squares the sun in Aries, so now there's a conflict between feeling and doing. So should I feel my way into this situation and go for it, or should I just ignore my feelings, the red flags, and just get what I want and seize the opportunity? Or should I listen to my intuition? So that puts you at a little bit of it makes you more hesitant than you've been all week because of this square. Now also, the moon opposes Mars in Capricorn. Mars in Capricorn is like a builder. I'm going to do and create something physical. I want a house. I want to live somewhere glorious. So rather than buy a house or rent a house, I'm rent or buy a house, I'm going to build it from the ground up. I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to roll up my sleeves and use my giant muscles to make it happen. That's what Mars in Capricorn is. And Saturn is in Capricorn, so it's about creating structure. So we've got a lot of energy here that wants you to move forward, create structure, to build something tangible. So the moon is under a lot of pressure to not interfere. We don't care about your feelings so much. We just want to get on with it and do it. So this whole wave of activity and progress and moving forward is still really strong today, and it's overriding the moon in Cancer now on this day, which slows you down a little bit, and which is saying, well, I'm going with my feelings and I'm changing the approach completely. It's still all about moving forward and getting things built. So on Saturday, the 24th, you're going to feel very protective of those you love, and you'll defend them if anyone is trying to harm someone. How dare you say that about my friend? You can't talk to her like that. That kind of thing. There's also the potential to demonize someone and to direct general floating anger that you have about life, past experiences, bills, fines that you thought were an injustice, and to direct that towards one person in particular. So excessive and unjustified anger, watch out for that, especially coming from your end. And that stems from the Cancer moon being suppressed by all this masculine energy, the Sun in Aries, Mars in Capricorn, Saturn in Capricorn, all of those are very masculine. And the Cancer moon is like the mother. And it's almost like, because we have all these other male principles pushing down on the mother, it's like the moon almost becomes Black Moon Lilith, like the woman scorned, and she says, enough, I'm not going to be shut up, I'm not going to be told to shut up like this. I will retaliate. And that's where this anger comes from. So if you're really finding yourself having a go at someone, then just ask yourself, is this justified? Am I just taking out all my frustrations on this poor person because they happen to cross my path? Or am I, is this real? So just look out for that. Sunday the 25th of March, we've got the clocks going forward, first of all, by an hour in the UK. So it changes to British Summer Time. That starts on the 25th of March. In the States, you guys have done that 2 weeks ago. So now for us people in the UK, we changed our clocks. And in Europe, we change our clocks now on the 25th. So more light, which is good. Hopefully less snow. That would also be good. Venus is still in Aries. It quincunxes Jupiter in Scorpio. So your feelings and your drive to have your needs met on an emotional level is going to bring you good luck. So on Sunday, listen to your feelings and go and have them met. And it's the same theme the whole week. It's like, if you want it, go get it. That's where success will come from. But today, Sunday, it's like the feeling and the action are combined and they're working in harmony. Whereas on Saturday, they kind of clashed for the first time, and there was anger and a little bit of problem around that. Now they work in harmony, and if you feel it, you can take action on your emotions and then get a positive outcome as a result. The Cancer moon also trines Neptune in Pisces. So the moon in itself is it's a very sensitive planet, luminary, because it has to do with the most sensitive part of who you are. In Cancer, it's very psychic and watery and spiritual, creative, intuitive. Neptune is the intuitive planet in the water sign of Pisces. These two connecting is really, really lovely in terms of being in your feelings and having a sense of well-being. So on Sunday, your feelings and your dreams are now going to drive you. Allow these to rise to the surface and act on them. That's where your good luck is going to come from, not from conflict with other people. So everything is about moving forward for the majority of the week. Saturday, there's a desire to have conflict. Don't do that. Sidestep that. And by Sunday, you realize that it's about feeling your own feelings and taking action on those, and not getting into it with other people and being solely focused on your feelings, which is what the beginning of the week was all about as well. I said, this isn't about being a hermit, but it's about standing in your own power and realizing that if you do have a dream and a passion, that's justified and real, and it's reasonable to take it and to say, I'm going to make something of this. I'm going to do something about it. And that's what this week is all about. So happy birthday, Aries, and thank you for this gift, that because we believe in ourselves now and we have this renewed sense of hope and new beginnings, that we can take that hope and we can take our passions and make them happen. I said this again last week, but I screwed up the quote a little bit, and it's from a song, Take Your Passion and Make It Happen. And that's what this week is about. It's a really, really good week. So if you'd like a private reading with me, and please visit my website, it's gregoryscott.com. When you go on the website, on the front page, it says book your reading. You can either click on that and you'll be taken to the readings page, or you can click on the readings tab at the top to be taken to the readings page. Order your reading on there. And I do regular readings and I also do urgent readings. So if you have an urgent question, we can speak to each other within 72 hours. So you don't have to wait. In the personal readings, I use astrology, tarot, and numerology. I combine them. To draw up your birth chart, I use your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. And that allows me to see a snapshot of the sky at the moment you were born. So I see exactly what the sky looked like when you came into this planet. And that tells me all about you, where you were in a past lifetime, why you've come into this lifetime and what your life purpose is, what you're going to be good at work-wise, whether your vocation is the same as your life purpose or whether it's different, what you're destined to experience in your love life, in your financial life, in your relationship with family, in your romantic relationships, your health, your spiritual progress, your hopes and dreams being realized, whether you're going to travel and move around a lot or whether you're going to stay in the same place. I can also look at compatibility, so I can take your chart and the chart of another person and see if you work together. If you don't have the time of birth also, there's a process called chart rectification. I need 10 facts, 10 life events. So when you moved, when you graduated, when you had a child, when you got married, those kind of things. That allows me to work out your time of birth. So if you're interested in that, then get in touch with me. I can work out your time of birth to the minute. And I can look at what's coming up in future for you in all of those areas. Love, money, relationships, health, finance, moving. By looking at your progress chart, your transits, the tarot and numerology, that allows me to look at what's coming up for you in the next couple of months and years. So if you're interested in that, then please do order a reading with me on the website, gregoryscott.com. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Check out the daily tarot videos, these weekly horoscopes for all signs of the zodiac. Check out the monthly horoscope for your sign of the zodiac as well, because if you're an Aries, I tell you what house certain things take place in. So a new moon or a full moon, for instance, in the monthly horoscope, I tell you that happens in your 7th house of relationship. So if it's about growth and expansion, the new moon, and it happens in your 7th house, then that relates to relationships in your particular case, and it's near to a personal reading as you're going to get just by looking at the actual zodiac sign. So check out those videos. Have a wonderful week ahead. Remember to subscribe. Have a great time. Get in touch with me for any questions or for personal readings. I'll be with you next week, and I'll speak to you soon.